Welcome to your Pisces horoscope for this week. This is for the week of the 15th to the 22nd of July, 2023. We still have Neptune and Saturn in Pisces. Didn't see that one coming. No, actually, yeah, not surprised because of course these planets, they don't move very fast. And of course, we are gonna have some challenges with them, but they are also working for us and not against us at the same time, which is kind of weird. So let's focus on the challenges first. We'll get through those, and then we will focus on how the planets are helping you through those challenges. So we're gonna start with Neptune's opposition with the moon right at the very, very, very end of the week. There is no challenges with Neptune until right at the end of the week when the moon moves into opposition. Neptune's focus is on your day-to-day schedule, and the moon moves into this old trauma place. So when you have old trauma triggers come up, it's always a disruption to your schedule because you get completely sidetracked by your emotions and how you're feeling and the triggers and blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. So I'm looking at this. First of all, this is Saturday. Now, if you're lucky enough to have weekends off and you're not working, this is a good time to have triggers because you have the time, hopefully, to work through them. If you don't, because you've got other plans and you pardon me, doing something else, that's okay. I will put my triggers on the back burner and work on them at the end of the day. But you got to make sure to go back to them. Otherwise, they're going to come up again. It's always the way. As far as Saturn is concerned, Saturn is in opposition, continues to be in opposition with Venus and Mars. And Venus is about to go retrograde. Not this week, but we're kicking that off for next week. So this is going to affect you again in a different way next week, unfortunately. With Saturn's focus on those you love and being retrograde, both planets in your sign are retrograde currently right now. Saturn's retrograde is about looking at the responsibilities you're carrying, making sure these are your responsibilities that you're carrying, making sure you're carrying the responsibilities for your own stuff. You're not carrying around other people's responsibilities, and you're not putting your responsibilities on somebody else's shoulders, right? But this focus is on those you love. Venus and Mars are focused on your support system. This is one of those very clear cases of you're not getting the support you need from the people who were supposed to be there to support you. So I deal with a lot of clients who, I deserve to have supportive parents. Other people have supportive parents. How come my parents aren't as supportive as they're supposed to be? Well, because they're not those types of people, unfortunately. That's the easy answer, okay? Or the most direct answer, I should say, because this isn't an easy situation. But that's the most direct answer. They're not those types of people. We all also, there's lots of us that have parents that are not very demonstrative in their love or their support or their affection or anything. So in some cases, that's the answer to that question. But in many cases, where it's not like that all the time, these challenges are actually coming up for you for a reason. Being a Pisces, and I know a lot of Pisces, because it's an emotional sign, they tend to not want to pull the trigger on something unless somebody else can validate that they're on the right track. The main reason why this is a thing for most people, Pisces or not, is because if somebody else validated it for you and it doesn't work, then it gives you the opportunity to blame them for it instead of your own choices. And that, of course, is a pattern that needs to go away. So this is a perfect example of this is the challenge. Now, how do you get around that challenge? You stop going to other people for validation and you start focusing on supporting you, because that's what you need to do, if that makes sense. Now let's look at the good things that are happening in your sign. And we're going to go back over here to Neptune, which continues to be focused on your day-to-day schedule. And Neptune is also retrograde. Neptune retrogrades amplify, in some cases, your intuitive abilities and your intuition. And in some cases, it hinders it. It really just depends on the situation. But we are in a grand sextile with Uranus as well as Pluto. And we are also right at the very end of the week, the moon moves into a grand sextile with these two planets. I'm sorry, a grand trine with these two planets as well. So there's a lot of really cool stuff going on. We're going to, actually, that grand trine does not affect you. Just kidding. We're just looking at the grand sextile, as well as a trine with the sun. In the grand sextile, Uranus is focused on finances. Pluto is focused on the home. You've got right at the top of that little triangle there where everything is pointing to your day-to-day schedule where Neptune is at. So first of all, to me, this is one of those, stop saying you don't have time, because you have all the time in the world. Managing your time really is the problem, not whether you have it or not. It's the management of, if that makes sense. So it sort of takes you back to looking at your schedule honestly and deciphering whether or not you're utilizing that time to its best ability. Basically, that's where that goes. In terms of making money, in terms of making changes in the home, we spend way too much time making excuses. We spend way too much time pointing the finger at other people. We need to be accountable. And this is what this is all about. And Neptune's trine with the sun's focus is on career. So we're all about making money and advancing in our career. Get out of your own way so that you can do that. That's really the bottom line with that opposition there, or those two oppositions there, I should say. Those challenges almost always are created by yourself, not necessarily by other people. Sure, they may have influenced it, but you're still choosing to allow them to influence it. This is all under your control. And the minute you take charge of it, the easier it all gets from here. So that's what I have for you guys this week. If you love your horoscopes, do click the link below and send me a copy. You know, I just would love that. And I hope you guys have a great week. I know you guys are going to have a great week, and I will see you guys next week.